Good evening, everybody. My name's Dr. Storme, and I'm the Director and Principal Psychologist here at Cerebellum Consulting. I hope you're all having a really fantastic day today, and welcome to day 21 of our 90-day share. It's been so much fun being able to provide information and share some tips and tools and strategies in a big effort to try and reduce the stigma that often surrounds mental health. Even in 2017, it's still a problem for us. Hey Sasha, how are you going today? I hope you're feeling much better. So, as you can see by my background, I'm here at the practice today, and I've been here all day. It's been very exciting as our intern had her first day where she was working with some clients and doing some admin work, and our other intern came in and she was getting some very important documentation together as well for the university, so that was great. And I have interviewed two psychologists who may be joining Cerebellum Consulting. So they applied for the advertisement that I posted on Friday. It was about a 20-minute live video of our practice and took you on a little bit of a tour around the place, and also we spoke a bit about the values of the practice and what we're looking for in a successful candidate to come and join our team. So these two people that I've spoken with today have been just amazing, and they'd be a real asset to the practice, so I'm very excited about that. Hey Tess, how you going? Tess says, I love the recruitment ad the other day. Yeah, thanks. I really enjoyed it too, and I might do another one down the track. Today I also had an interview with a behaviourist, so that was really exciting as well. And she was talking to me about her role in terms of how she can support the families and the children that we see. A behaviourist, I guess, takes a next step from an OT. An occupational therapist will put together perhaps, for example, a sensory plan to help you work with children at school and work with them at home. And sometimes the OT will share that really important plan or document with the school and with parents and put lots of really useful information in there. And so what a behaviourist does is, I guess, takes that plan to the next level by making it quite functional and accessible. So a behaviourist will go into the school, or they will come to the home, or they will come to the clinic where they will do an observation. Usually it's one observation, but sometimes I might do two, and as part of that observation they'll be looking for behaviours that are little flags. They'll be looking at how they might be able to teach the teachers how to teach the student. So it's really useful, applied, practical work that a behaviourist does. And they'll also work with the families to make sure that the school and the family are on the same page in terms of how they operationalise all the tips, tools and strategies that are in the report from the OT. So I'm very hopeful that the behaviourist I spoke to today is able to come on board with us so she can bring some value and we can add value to the work that we do with families. But in other news, I had a few clients come in today, and there was a little bit of a theme in the presentation, and that was around relationships. So, for example, I guess some of the women that I was talking to today were explaining to me that they're quite anxious in relationships, and they were saying that this anxiety manifests in all sorts of ways. Like maybe, one of them, she writes to her partner a lot. She sends him a lot of text messages, and she gets really worried and nervous when he's not writing back all the time. And she wants to know why that is, and it makes her panic. And I could relate to that. Her mind goes off to why isn't he writing back? What have I done wrong? Is this about me? She starts to then replay all of these previous text messages and conversations in her mind, looking for answers as to, you know, why he's not responding now. Another lady, she does something quite similar. And, you know, so I was having a conversation with these women today around trying to understand what's behind those behaviours. One of them said to me that she feels perhaps she's quite insecure sometimes, and you know, I can appreciate that too, but we need to understand, I guess, what's behind the insecurity. And it was so interesting because all these women were so brave to think back to, you know, their past, so their past relationships, and you know, right back to their family of origin. That just means kind of like growing up, what it was like for them as children and what it was like for them as teenagers. And you know, the thing that we were able to identify that was common across all three different presentations today was that there'd been a loss of a relationship in childhood and early adolescence for each one of these ladies. So, you know, one of them, her father had left, another one, the mother had left, another one, she was very close to a friend of the family, and felt very abandoned by that person. And you know, it seemed to be that this behaviour, this fear behaviour that these women were engaging in now could possibly be, you know, partly due to the experiences they had of loss in relationships growing up. You know, some of them were saying too that they find when we're talking about relationships now and they're reflecting, they're finding that they were often trying to please their partner. So, you know, let's say he wants to watch football. They don't normally like to watch football, but they are watching football now. They're taking on a lot of the interests of their partner, which is great. I mean, you want to do that. You want to take an interest in what your partner's doing, and vice versa. But I guess for these women that I saw today, it's gone over to the other side insofar as they're no longer doing the things that are important to them or meaningful to them. It's like, you know, there's something in them that's wanting so hard to try and accommodate the needs of their partners that they're kind of losing themselves along the way a little bit. You know, for one lady in particular, it's been happening for a while now, and she's been putting herself last, and she's been putting her needs and the family's needs ahead of herself, and she's in quite a bad state. And it's come to the point, she was sharing with me today, that, you know, she feels a little bit resentful now that she's giving up so much, and she doesn't really feel appreciated or like anybody's noticing her and things like that. So yeah, all this stuff seems to be going on behind closed doors. And you know, we have our work face on, or we have our netball face on, or you know, our school face on, and things like that. But how we present to the rest of the world is very different to what's going on behind closed doors. And that's, I guess, something that I want everybody to understand today, that chances are you're not alone. There are other women that might be in similar situations to you, and of course there are probably other men that, you know, I haven't seen any today, I'm just talking about patterns I saw today, but there are probably other men out there that have given up a lot of things that they like to do as well in order to you know, perhaps accommodate or make their partner really, really happy, and make sure that their partner feels comfortable and confident and loved, but perhaps not having such a great balance in terms of also keeping something in reserve to look after themselves. So I guess, you know, long term there can be implications really if you're making all of these sacrifices. Yeah, it might get to the point where you become quite resentful of your partner, and depending on how you handle that, it might not end nicely or well, or the way that you want it to. So that's when it might be a good idea perhaps to come and talk to somebody and get some information around how you can make some changes to have a really healthy relationship where you're loved for who you are, not for what you can do for someone, or how happy you can make someone. Wouldn't it be nice just to be loved for yourself, for being you, and to not have to imagine what it might be like to be in a relationship and not have to apologize for things that you might consider your flaws or something like that. Imagine being loved for all of you, the good and the bad. Maybe take some time over the next little while and think about how you feel in your current relationship. And if there's something that you want some advice on or want a hand with, of course you can come and let us know. Lindy is the psychologist that works here at Cerebellum, and she's really experienced in working with couples and helping them to redefine their relationship, so that it can be healthier and you both achieve your goals. You just have to understand the type of relationship you want, and she can try and help you guys get there. And it's totally fine to come and talk to somebody outside of your normal group of friends or family to get some support as well. So I'll leave it there for today. I want to say thank you so much for joining me on this very big journey of 90 days in a row of back-to-back vlogging. If you haven't had a chance yet to enter our competition for the assessment package giveaway, jump onto our Facebook page. There's also details available on our website. Scroll back, you'll see it was there to celebrate International Youth Awareness Day. So entries for that close on Friday. I hope everybody has a really fantastic evening. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.